Karen from County Fairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
Do I have the one and only, the original Dennis-Forel, the Balloonacy guy on the line with me?
You have the balloon guy on the line with you.
So how long have you been the Balloonacy guy?
I've been making balloon animals since the Ides of March, 1976.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to tell me how you got started in this?
I stumbled into it, okay? I was working part-time in a Shakey's Pizza Parlor while going to college. We had family groups, and I slowly learned how to make a simple dog and gave it to them, to the kids who were there. And then I went to a magic shop in a local shopping center to see if they had a book on how to do it. They didn't, but they sent me down the mall to find the marketing director and give her a balloon, which ironically, she didn't like balloons. And when I handed her one, she said, "I don't like it." She goes, "That's nice, but I don't like those." And as I was walking away, she suddenly went, "While I don't like those, I've noticed that other people do. Do you do that for a living?" And I said, "It's possible." She said, "Would you be willing to do it here?" And I said, "That sounds good to me." And she said, "Come to my office and we'll talk about it." And well, I'll tell you, she offered me $3.50 an hour, and I will tell you, minimum wage had just gone up to $2.25, so I was willing to go for it.
Okay, so do you do other things besides the balloon stuff?
Okay, I do. I make animals out of balloons. My primary market is state and county fairs, and I started on the fair circuit in 1988.
Okay.
I also ride an old-fashioned penny farthing style bicycle. That's the kind with the big front wheel, small rear wheel. I sometimes refer to myself as the ambassador of Goodwill. And there are a few fairs where I am also the voice of the fair.
So are you a grounds act or a stage act?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Primarily, I'm a strolling act.
Okay.
But the truth is that I can step onto a children or family stage and do a 25 to 30 minute act. I usually do 25. That allows me time to get off and the next act time to get on so that they can start on time. And I'm a member of the Magic Castle over in Hollywood, and I do perform there, and it's stage stuff. And so I've been doing performances on stage, since Easter of 1977.
Okay, Dennis, so you were going to college. Then you went into this and you quit college?
I have my associate's degree. I went from El Camino Community College to Cal State Long Beach. I will tell you, I was actually a speech communications major, so I use my major in my work all the time.
Sure.
And on the college circuit, I actually took third in the nation in expository speech, which is a speech to inform or explain rather than persuade.
Okay. And I was looking at your site, and somewhere along the line, are you a magician too?
I can do magic. I do magic periodically, but the truth is that what I do is utilitarian. A lot of people do what I do. I mean, I do it well, but there are a lot of performers out there who do it better than I do. And so I can, but primarily I'm a balloon sculptor or balloon guy.
Okay, so like county fairs would hire you to walk around the grounds and make balloons?
Yep. I'm a single balloon specialist. I do a little over 100 different animals. And so actually I don't do the standard stand in one spot with a big rig and with a long line. I actually move, I walk up to people, I introduce myself, I make balloon animals, and I tell stories along the way.
Oh, that sounds like fun. What kind of animals do you make?
Well, what do you like? I do dogs, I do horses, I do penguins, I do hippos, I do rhinos, I do turtles. My favorite's a Canadian giraffe. My birds alone are a parrot, a penguin, a pigeon, a roadrunner, an owl, a swan, a kiwi, and a turkey. And yes, I do pigs.
How long did it take you to learn how to do all this stuff?
Well, as I said, I started in late 1975, got hired in 1976. had a repertoire at that time of maybe about 6 different animals. And well, here it is 40 some odd years later, and I do about 108 different designs.
So you say you've done county fairs. Can you tell me some of that?
In 1988, I decided that I would. Now, in 1983, I actually did the California State Fair. I got an invitation out of the blue to do the California State Fair. I had a great time. And a few years later, I went, you know what? I would really like to do more of that. And so I called a friend of mine who's a member of the Western Fairs Association, Ernie Gudujan, Theater 16. And I said, Ernie, how do you join the fair circuit, the county fair circuit? And he said, well, the WFA, Western Fairs Association convention is coming up in January. I have a strolling host program. He said, it's just about full up. He said, so the truth is, you could do this. I recommend it. But I'll tell you, I'm going to give you the worst schedule in the world. And my comment to him was, I'm willing to take the worst schedule in the world if it ends up being the best schedule in the world. And and I ended up in my first year at my first convention booking 3 fairs.
Okay.
And so I thought that was pretty darn good. 5 fairs, and the year after that I had 8.
So have you ever had any, I have to ask this question, it's important. Have you ever had any bad experiences doing this that made you think about why you were doing it?
On the county fair circuit, I've probably had some rough moments, but nothing that would question my wanting to continue.
Okay.
I love doing what I do. I love the market and the people, and they're just wonderful. You know, there are those times when stress happens, kids, you know, go crazy in front of you. Family gets upset because they think that you're interrupting them and all that kind of stuff. But I do my best to back out politely and go on from there.
Are you a married man, Dennis?
No, I'm a divorced man, though she passed away a few years ago. I have twin sons, age 30, and they still think I'm cool.
What do they do for a living?
They're still students. One of them does some musician type guitar and other things. He's got a good voice, but neither of them perform on the fair circuit or are interested in it.
Okay, so how many states have you performed in?
California, Oregon, Washington, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Minnesota, South Carolina, and I forgot to count all those up while I was doing them.
That's okay.
But those are the fairs, those are the states that I've performed in.
All right, so is there any place you would like to perform that you have not had the opportunity?
Everywhere. I find it all fascinating. I love doing what I do. Every fair is a little different, and so I find them, I just really enjoy doing what I do and where I do it. I wouldn't mind, of course, doing the Ohio State Fair because it's got such a reputation for what it is. Mm-hmm. And I'd kind of like to do to use its full name, the State Fair of Texas at Dallas.
Yeah, those are both big fairs.
Oh, yeah.
Do you blow up your own balloons?
Yes, I am a good old-fashioned lung man. I use probably, I use between 10 and 14,000 balloons a year.
How are your lungs?
Excellent.
Okay, so what's your favorite balloon animal?
Something I call a Canadian giraffe. Now, I don't know if you are balloon-wise or designs. I don't know if you're very familiar with things.
No, not really.
There was a design known as a pregnant dog.
Okay.
And what's up is I make a giraffe. He comes from Okanagan, British Columbia, Canada, where they grow apples. I start the tail, work up to the head. When I get just about there, I make a small bubble and push it back into the balloon, breaking it off so it will float free. I tie a fresh knot and finish off the design. So it's an apple. It's a giraffe that eats apples. My story is that he comes from Okanagan, British Columbia, Canada, where they grow apples. And the truth is that giraffes are ruminants and have more than one stomach. So actually, it could be a true story.
The kids like it?
Everybody likes it. I've been places and people have walked up to me years later and go, "Do you still do that, giraffe?"
So I would imagine when you get booked, you bring all your own stuff, right?
Yes.
All right,
I bring my own balloons, I bring my own lungs, I bring my own bicycle. And I bring my own voice for that.
That bicycle, how did you ever get started on that?
That shopping center was called Old Town Mall. It was a turn-of-the-century style shopping center, had a double-decker carousel, had a gazebo in it, and they actually had an old-fashioned bicycle. I was walking down the mall one day with the marketing director, and she pointed at this bicycle in a beautiful picture window. And she said, "Did you know that the mall owns that bicycle?" And I said, "No, I didn't." She goes, "Do you think you could take it out and learn how to ride it?" Well, I'll tell you, it was me, the parking lot, the bicycle. 3 falls later, which only took me about 10 minutes, I was considered proficient. And although it was 3 falls, I did not get hurt on any of those falls, but a fall is still a fall.
Yeah, I would imagine it looks like it would be a long way to fall off.
It is. I don't recommend it.
I hope not. Okay. All right, Dennis. Well, we've had a nice interview here. And you're based out of what state again?
I live in California. I'm outside of Los Angeles territory, or in Los Angeles territory.
Again, you wouldn't mind like going east kind of, sort of, right?
Since I've already been to the South Carolina State Fair and the Minnesota State Fair, yeah, I'm willing. I've actually performed in Alaska as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. And I've been to Japan and Mexico. So you got it.
Cool.
I'm willing to be there if you want me.
Do you do your own booking?
There are some agents I work with, and yes, you can call me direct and we can take care of things because, yeah, through all the years I have taken care of my own bookings.
Okay, well, in that case, you need to leave a phone number and a contact and your website address.
Well, my phone number is 310 area code. The number itself is 218-2629. The website is my business name, Balloonacy, BALLOONACY.com.
Hey, I looked at that website and I saw something about a book and a video.
Yes. Along the way, I and some friends got together and wrote a book on how to make animals out of balloons. Shows about 30 different designs. And then about a decade later, some people came along and licensed it for a video, which shows 18 of the designs. And, well, it still exists. The book itself, for a book on how to make animals out of balloons, is sold over 22,000 copies through all the years.
Oh, wow.
And the video itself over the years has probably sold another 10 to 12,000.
So where do people get this book?
I'll tell you, go online and just Google Balloonacy, BALLOONACY, and Google Balloonacy book or Balloonacy video. They are downloads these days through magic shops.
All right. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, and it's been fun, and we'll get this posted, and maybe you'll get some bookings.
All right. That would be absolutely great, and it's a pleasure talking to you as well.
Thank you, Dennis.
A pleasure. Bye.
Bye-bye.